Acharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Of our Acharya Swamiji, we are into session number 10 of Mookapanchashati Arya Shatakam. We have completed 95 out of 100 shlokas. We hope to complete the balance 6 shlokas today and then proceed with Padaravinda Shatakam. Now, shloka number 96 of Arya Shatakam.
Start Pantamama. Jaladi Dvigunita Hutavagar Disha Dineshwara Kalasvineya Dalaihi Nalinai Mageshi Gachasi Sarvottara Karaka Talamamalam.
Now, this shloka is a very rare one, very interesting one. It describes the travel of Devi from Mooladhara Chakra in the human body to the topmost Sahasrara Chakra. Now, each chakra is described in a very interesting manner. Each chakra is described by describing the number of petals of the lotus which signifies that chakra. Each chakra is signified by a lotus, and that lotus has got a specific number of petals. Each is different from the other chakra. The first chakra is Mooladhara chakra, that is Jaladhi. Jaladhi means ocean. Now, each number is described in an indirect manner, in a very poetical manner. Poets usually do this. Instead of saying 4, 2, 3, like that, they will give a certain description which describes that number. Now, Jaladhi is oceans. That means 4. There are 4 oceans. So, Jaladhi means 4. So, the Mooladhara chakra has got 4 petals of the lotus. Dvigunita Hotavaha. That is one phrase. Dvigunita Hotavaha, not Baha, Hotavaha. Hotavaha means Agni. One who carries Huta Vaha. That means whatever we offer as oblations into Agni, Agni carries to Devas and Pitrus. So he is known as Huta Vaha. And Dvigunita means twice. Dvigunita means twice. Hutavaha means Agnis. So there are 3 Agnis in each household. We are supposed to maintain 3 Agnis in each household. They are known as Ahavaniya, Garhapatya, and Dakshinagni. Now all Agnihotris maintain these 3 Agnis in every household. So Hutavaha refers to 3 and Dvigunita refers to twice 3, which means 6. So Dvigunita Hutavaha is 6. 6 petals in the next chakra, which is Manipuraka chakra. Next is Disha. Disha means directions. We all know directions are 10. Of course, sometimes directions are taken as 8, but here it is 10. 8 directions plus top and bottom, upper and lower. So 10 directions, that is the 10 number of petals in Swadhisthana chakra. Next is Dineshwara. Dineshwara is Surya, the lord of daytime, Dineshwara. There are 12 Suryas, 12 Adityas who govern our time during the year. Every month is governed by one Aditya. So, Dineshwara refers to 12, and 12 petals is Anahata chakra. 12 petals is Anahata chakra. Next is Kala. Kala means arts. There are not arts. If you take it as arts, then it becomes 64. So Kala is here Chandra Kala, which is 16. Shodasha Kala. Chandra is known as Shodasha Kala. Devi is also Shodasha Kala, because Devi is associated with Chandra. So Kala is 16. So 16 petals is The next chakra, which is Vishuddhi, Vishuddhi chakra. Then last is Ashvineya. Ashvineya means Ashwini Devas. There are two Ashwini Devas, pair of Ashwini Devas. So that is two. Two petals is Ajna Chakra. Till now, the number of petals was increasing from 4 to 6 to 10 to 12 to 16. Now, Ashvineya becomes 2. Ajna Chakra has got only 2 petals in the lotus. So these are the 6 chakras: Mooladhara, Manipuraka, Swadhisthana, Anahata, Vishuddhi, and Agra. Ashvineya Dalaihi Nalinaihi. Dalai is petals. So number of petals has been described. Then he says these are the petals. Nalinaihi, the lotuses. Lotuses having these petals. Maheshi, O Maheshwari, Gachasi, you are traveling. You are traveling from these lotuses one by one in that order. Mooladhara to Ajna Chakra, which is in the forehead. Ajna Chakra is in the forehead. Mooladhara is at the bottom. Now, Nalinaihi Maheshi Gachasi Sarvottara Karakamala Dalam Amalam. Now after reaching Ajna Chakra, if the yogi is very good, if the yogi is very efficient, if the yogi is very pure, then he is able to take the Kundalini Shakti to the Sahasrara Chakra, which is at the top of the head, Brahmarandhra. Now, this is described like this: Sarvottara. Sarvottara means the topmost. There is nothing higher than that. That is the top of the human body. That is also the topmost state, because that gives you the highest jnana. So it is Sarvottara, the topmost, the highest. Kara means race. Now, Kara, Surya has got supposed to have 1,000 rays. So Kara is referring to number 1,000. Kara Kamala, 1,000 petaled lotus. Kara Kamala is 1,000 petaled lotus. Kara Kamala Dala. So Dala is petals. Kara Kamala Dalam is 1,000 petaled lotus. Sarvottara Kara Kamala Dalam, the topmost lotus which has 1,000 petals. That is the Sahasrara Chakra. Amalam, that is the purest, the highest jnana, free from Maya. That is why it is Amalam, because you are getting purified as we go from one chakra to the other, from bottom to the top. Your vasanas are getting dwindled, decayed. And once your vasanas get decayed, you become purer and purer, and you are eligible for highest jnana. So Ajna Chakra is the last stop where your purity is tested. After that, if you are pure, if you have earned the compassion, the grace of Devi, then Devi will take you to the Sahasrara Dala and have you join Shiva, who is there. Devi joins Shiva, and along with Devi, you will also join Shiva, and you will enjoy the moonlight which is there in the 1,000 petaled lotus. So that is what the poet is describing. The yogis travel from the lowest chakra to the Sahasrara Chakra. So we have seen how Kundalini Shakti travels from lotuses having number of petals of 4, which is Jaladhi. Dvigunita Hutavaha is 6. Disha is 10. Dineshwara is 12. Kala is Chandrakala, that is 16. Ashvineya, there are 2 Ashwini Devas. Ajna Chakra. Then from there, the Kundalini Shakti goes to Sarvottara Kara Kamala Dalam Amalam, the purest, highest jnana, which is represented by Sahasrara Chakra, which is represented by 1,000 petals of lotus. Yeah, next.
सत्कृतदेशिकचरणाः सबीज निर्बीज योगनिश्रेण्या अपवर्ग सौधवलभीम् आरोहन्त्यम्ब केऽपि तव कृपया.
Here again, he is talking about great jnanis, great yogis. Some yogis go by the Kundalini path. Some yogis go by the yoga path defined by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. So now in these two shlokas, these are very intensely deep sadhana which he is describing. Satkrita Deshika Charanaha. Now this particular going through Patanjali Yoga Sutra method, Samadhi method, every step in sadhana requires Guru's blessings. We know that. But here particularly, you have to go through the Guru's method. Otherwise, they will totally fail. That is why he is putting it first. Satkrita Deshika Charanaha. Deshika is Guru who shows you the direction. Deshika, Disha, who shows you the Disha. Guru Charanaha, his feet. Satkrita, worshipped. After worshipping Guru's feet, after taking the instruction from him, then only you should take to this method. So he is warning you right at the beginning. Sabija Nirbija Yoga Nishrenya. Nishrenya is staircase, ladder. Nishreni is ladder or staircase. Now, what is the staircase? Sabija Nirbija Yoga. This is the staircase. First, you go through Sabija Yoga stage, then you go through Nirbija Yoga stage. Bija means seed. One with seed, one is without seed. Now, what is the meaning of the Sabija and Nirbija? Now, these are technical terms in Patanjali Yoga. Now, this is also known as, these are different stages of Samadhi. Samadhi is, as you know, in the Ashtanga Yoga, the last final stage. Before that, there are Yama, Niyama, etc., Pranayama, etc. Now, all that you have gone through, you have reached the stage of Samadhi. Samadhi is where you have completely lost body consciousness and you are one with the Paramatma. Then only it is called Samadhi. Now, even in that stage of Samadhi, there is a twofold division. That is Sabija and Nirbija. Sabija means in the beginning of Samadhi, it is also called Samprajnata Samadhi. That Sabija Samadhi is also known as Samprajnata Samadhi. Samprajnata means you have still some consciousness of the world left with you. You are not completely cut off from the world, a little bit. That is why it is called Samprajnata Samadhi. Subtle impression of samsara is still persisting in you. That is why it is called Sabija. That bija, that seed of samsara, is still a little bit left in you. Nirbija is, that is also gone. That is why it is called Asamprajnata Samadhi in technical language. The consciousness, the prajna of samsara is totally gone. There is another way of describing Sabija and Nirbija. In Sabija, you still have a little bit of consciousness of what is known as Triputi in Jnana Marga. Triputi in Samadhi in Jnana Marga means the one who meditates, the object of meditation, and the act of meditation. These are three. That is called Triputi. So there is a distinction between the three. I meditate on Devi, and the act of meditation, I am conscious of the act of meditation. These are the three aspects. Now, if you are still having these three aspects known to you, felt by you, then you are in Sabija stage. In Nirbija stage, there is no three, there is only one, that is Devi herself. Devi has taken over you completely. You are gone, the act of meditation is gone, the two are gone, so only Devi is left. That is Nirbija. This is another way of describing the same Samadhi state. So, Sabija, Nirbija Yoga, Nishreni is the ladder. Through that ladder, the yogi travels from Sabija to Nirbija. Then what does he do? Apavarga Sauda Valabhim Arohanti. Arohanti means they climb up. They climb because they have come up on a ladder. They climb up. Valabhi means the roof of the mansion. The roof of the mansion. That means the topmost stage of the mansion. Saudha means mansion. Apavarga is moksha. The roof of the mansion of moksha, they have climbed. That is what it meaning. Apavarga, Saudha, Valabhim, Arohanti, Amba, O mother, KP, some people, it's not given to everyone, some very fortunate yogis, achieve this kind of yoga. Tava kripaya, how do they achieve? Not just by their effort, because of your kripa, because of your compassion. Because of your compassion, some yogis climb up and move about in the roof of the palace of moksha, having gone up through the ladder of Sabija and Nirbija yoga, and they have taken the instruction, they have worshipped the feet of Guru right at the beginning. Next.
अन्तरपि बहिरपि त्वं जन्तुततेः अन्तकान्तहृदहन्ते चिन्तितसन्तानवतां सन्ततमपि तन्तनीषि महिमानम्.
Again, another intense shloka. Now he is giving intense shlokas one by one before he crosses this Arya Satanam at the last stage. All these shlokas he was describing various aspects of Devi's form, Devi's kripa, etc. Now he has gone to the highest level. Antarapi bahirapi tvam jantutatehe Antakantakriti ahante. Now, these are two phrases which he is using for addressing Devi. This is address of Devi. Jantutaha, of jantus, of living beings, of the mass of jivas, jantutaha, jantutatehe. Jantutatehe, of the mass of jiva. Jantutata is mass of jiva, jantutatehe, of the mass of jivas. Antarapi, Bahirapi, inside and outside. Antarapi, inside, Bahirapi, outside. Api means emphasis. You are there inside as well as outside. There's no doubt about it. That's why Api. He is using Api twice. You are there inside as well as outside of the mass of Jivas. That is the address of Devi. That means she is all pervading. There is no place where she is not present. So, Tvam, you, Jantutatehe, of the mass of Jivas, inside and outside you are present. Antakantakriti ahante. This is a very interesting description of the relation between Shiva and Devi. Antakantakriti is Shiva. Antaka, Antakriti. Very interesting. Antaka is Yama because he brings the end of all Jivas. So he is known as Antaka. One who brings about the end of Jivas is called Antaka, that is Yama. Antaka, Antakriti. Now, even for Yama, he brought the end. He brought the destruction of Yama. When Yama was troubling Markandeya, he destroyed Yama. So, Antaka, Antakriti. That is Shiva. Shiva's Ahante. Ahanta. Ahanta means Ahankara. Now, this concept we briefly saw earlier also. That means Shiva is immobile without any movement when he is just Shiva. But when Devi prods him, then he acquires what is known as Ahanta. Otherwise, he doesn't have Ahanta. Ahanta means the feeling of Aham, feeling of I, feeling of I. Because the yogis, when they are in Samadhi, we just saw they lose Ahamta, they merge themselves with Devi. Similarly, Shiva is in a merged state, in the Paramatma merged state, so he has lost his Ahanta. Now, Devi introduces that Ahanta in him. Why she introduces? Because only when he gets the Ahanta, then the universe can be created. We have seen before the concept of Prakasha and Vimarsha. So he has to perform the role of Prakasha, for which he needs Ahanta, which is introduced by Devi. Of course, they are one and the same. But this is the kind of division which happens at that time. So she introduces, that is why she is known as Para Ahanta, Supreme Ahanta. That Supreme Ahanta is introduced by Shiva because she is the Supreme Ahanta herself. So she introduces that. So Antakantakrit Ahante, O Para Ahanta of Shiva. Chintita Santanavatam Santatampapi Tantanishi Mahimanam. Santatamapi, always, again, api is emphasis, always, without any break. Chintita Santanavatam. People who are continuously meditating on you. Chintita, meditating. Santanavatam means continuously meditating. Santana normally means offspring, children. But here, what does it mean? Because Santana, why he is bringing that word is, the lineage is supposed to be continuous, without break. It is Santana, it is the offspring who maintains the continuity of the lineage, Vamsha Parampara. Similarly, Chintita Santanavatam means he maintains the meditation continuously, like a Santana maintains the lineage. So Chintita Santanavatam means continuously meditate. Those who continuously meditate, for them always Mahimanam Tantanishi. Mahimanam means glory, the glorious Atma Jnana. Mahimanam, the glory. Glory of what? Glory of Atma Jnana, that is implied. The glorious Atma Jnana, to them you Tantanishi, always provide, always increasingly provide. Tantanishi means you provide increasingly. The more they meditate, the more Atma Jnana they get. So, Tantanishi Mahimanam, you provide increasingly Atma Jnana, the glorious Atma Jnana, always to those who meditate on you, and you are all pervading, outside as well as inside of the mass of jivas, and you are the para ahanta, the supreme I-ness, supreme ego of Shiva, who brought about the end of Yama. Next.
कलमञ्जुलवागनुमित गलपञ्जरगत शुकग्रहकण्ठ्यात् अम्बरदनाम्बरं ते बिम्बफलं शम्भरारिणान्यस्तम्.
This is the beauty of Mookapanchashati. Now, he takes us, he travels from the most sublime to the very ordinary, to a very ordinary poetic level, but highest poetic imagination. Imagination is at the highest level, but the process which he describes becomes different from the highest jnana level. This travel he keeps doing very effortlessly, because that is how he is breaking into inspired poetry. We went up to right up to moksha, the highest yoga level. Now he has come to a different level. He is describing the sweetness of Devi's voice. That is the subject. Sweetness of Devi's voice is the subject. Now, what Manmatha does is described. Manmatha does something which he is describing. Kala Manjula Vak Anumita. Anumita we have seen before. Anumita means estimated. Guessed. What he is guessing. Manmatha is guessing something. Kala Manjula Vak. Kala means very sweet. Manjula is sweet. Kala means very. Emphasis. In fact, it also means sounding, because very sweet sounding. Kala Manjula, you can say, also means very sweet sounding. Manjula is sweet, Kala is sounding. You can say like that. Sweet sounding, walk, speak. From the sweet sounding speech of Devi, Anumita, he is guessing. What he is guessing? Gala Panjara Gata Shuka. He is guessing that there is a shuka, a parrot, inside the cage of her neck. Gala is neck, Panjara is cage. So, in the cage of neck of Devi, there is a parrot. That is why she is having such a sweet voice. That is his guess. That is his estimation. Gala Panjara Gata Shuka Graha. Now he thought, why should only Devi have the sweet voice? Let me also have the sweet voice. Let me catch hold of that parrot, which is enshrined in her neck. Graha means catching. Utkanthyat, Utkantha means eager. Utkantha, eagerness. Longing. Desire. Deep desire is Utkantha. So he has got a deep desire, he has got a longing for catching that parrot, which is in the cage of the neck of Devi, which is estimated to be there, which is guessed to be there by the speech, which is very sweet sounding. This is the first sentence. Amba, O mother. Then he would, what does he do? Because of the eagerness, he does something. Radhanambaram te bimbaphalam shambararina yastam. Shambararina means by Manmatha. Shambara Ari, enemy of Shambara. We have seen before, enemy of Shambara Asura. That is Manmatha. Shambararina by Manmatha. Te, for you. Radhana Ambaram. Radhana means teeth. Ambaram means cloth which covers the teeth. That means the lips. Very poetically, he described the lips as Radhanambaram. This kind of, normally lips are described as Adhara, but very poetically, very rare description of lips. Radhana Ambaram. That means a cloth, a covering for the teeth. That is the lips. So in the lips, what he did, he nestam, he placed Bimba phalam, the fruit of Bimba. He placed the Bimba fruit in the lips. What is the idea? Because on seeing the Bimba fruit, the parrot will come. That is how parrots are caught. Manmatha knows how to catch a parrot. You put a Bimba phala, Bimba fruit, the parrot will come. So he put a Bimba fruit in the lips of Devi so that the parrot will come out of the cage of the neck and then catch the Bimba phala. So then he can catch the parrot. That is the idea. Now, how beautifully his imagination works, you see. So Manmatha has kept a Bimba phala as a fruit of Bimba as your lips. Nastam has kept Outkantyati because of eagerness, because of the desire, Graha of catching, Shuka, the parrot, Dalapanjaragata, which is caught in the cage of the neck, Anumita, that he has guessed by the sweet sounding voice. Sweet sounding voice. Galamanjula walk. Sweet sounding voice. Yeah, next.
जय जय जगदम्ब शिवे जय जय कामाक्षि जय जयाद्रिसुते जय जय महेश दयिते जय जय चिद्गगन कौमुदी धारे.
A very famous sloka, the last sloka of this Shatakam, very famous, constantly sung in our Matham pujas. Jaya Jaya is victory to you. Jagadamba, the mother of the universe. Shive, the very form of auspiciousness. Mangalambika, Shiva is Mangalambika. She is the very form of Mangala, very form of auspiciousness. Jaya Jaya Kamakshi. Kamakshi we have been seeing right from beginning. One who fulfills all our desires through her mere look at us, through her use of eyes, Kamakshi. Jaya 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 Jayadrisute. Adrisute. Adrisuta is daughter of mountain, daughter of Himavan. Adri is mountain. Suta is daughter, daughter of mountain, daughter of Himavan. Parvati Jaya 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 Mahesha Dayite. Consort of Maheshwara. Dayita means wife. The consort of Maheshwara, victory to you. Now, these are normal descriptions so far. Jagadamba, Kamakshi, Adrisuta, Mahesha Dayita. These are common descriptions of Devi. Now he is going one step higher. Jaya Jaya, Chit Gagana, Kaumudi Dhare. It is not enough if you describe Devi in these terms, that she is our mother, she fulfills all our desires, she blessed Himavan, she has taken Mahesha as her consort. All that is okay. That is not enough for us. What is required for us is her jnana. We are interested in her jnana. So, Chit Gagana Kaumudi Dhare. Kaumudi means moonlight. Dhara means Pravaha, the shower. The shower of moonlight, that means shower of Amrita. What Amrita? Chit Gagana, in the sky. Gagana is sky. In the sky of Chit, in the sky of consciousness, in the space of consciousness, she is the moonlight. In the space of consciousness, she is the moonlight. That is what was described in the Sahasrara Chakra. There, In that space, Shiva is sitting in the Chit Gagana. Shiva is sitting there. She joins him, and then she is showering jnana. She is showering in the jnana in the form of moonlight. There also, the same thing is described here. Kaumudi is moonlight, Dhara is pravaha, shower of moonlight of jnana in the, again, the background of consciousness, in the space of consciousness. That means full of consciousness. She is full of consciousness, and that jnana she is giving to us. She is ready to give to us only if we catch her feet. So that is why next Shatakam is Padaravinda Shatakam. How we are going to catch her feet, he is going to tell us. So for only by catching her feet, we can get this shower of Kaumudi, moonlight, in the space of consciousness. Next, the last shloka.
Arya Shatakam Bhaktya Patatam Arya Kripa Katakshena Nitsarati Vadana Kamalat Vani Piyusha Dharani Divya.
The book which I am having, it says Patatam Arya Katakshena. It doesn't say Arya Kripa Katakshena. I don't know which one is correct. Anyway, both are okay. Arya Shatakam Bhaktya Patatam. Bhaktya Patatam. Those who read it, those who study it with devotion, Arya Shatakam, this Arya Shatakam which we have just completed, those who read it with devotion, for them, Arya Katakshena, because of the Kataksha, the sidelong glance, the Kripa, of Arya regarded. So Arya Katakshana, because of the sidelong glance of Devi, Nissarati Vadana Kamalat, Vani, Piyusha Dhaurani, Divya. Because of the Kataksha, what happens? Vadana Kamalat, from the mouth lotus, from the lotus mouth of the devotee. Now, normally, lotus mouth is given to Devas and Devatas, not for men. But here, even the man has got a Vadana Kamala, even the devotee has got a Vadana Kamala, because he has read Arya Shatakam. That is the implication. So, Vadana Kamalat, from the lotus mouth of this devotee, Vani Nissarati. Vani means speech. Nissarati means comes out, emerges. Speech emerges. Divyavani, what kind of speech? Not ordinary samsaric speech, but divine speech. Divine speech emerges. Emerges means just one or two words he speaks and then he leaves it. No. Piyusha Dhorani. Piyusha means Amrita. Dhorani means uninterrupted series. Dhorani means uninterrupted series. Continuous pravaha. Piyusha Dhorani. Uninterrupted, continuous pravaha, shower, flow of Amrita, of Divyavani, of divine speech, emerges from his lotus mouth, who reads Arya Shatakam with devotion. How does it happen? Not because he has read, because of Arya Kataksha, because of the sidelong glance of Arya Devi. So this brings us to the close of Arya Shatakam. Arya Shatakam was in praise of Arya, highly regarded Devi. Arya meter, Arya Chandas was the Chandas in this Arya Shatakam. Devi's various forms we have seen. Devi and Shiva, the mutual love has been described in so many verses. Devi's grace to Manmatha has been described. Devi's compassion to all devotees, they are all presented very poetically with several metaphors and similes. Now we go to Padaravinda Shatakam. The next Shatakam is Padaravinda. Here, the poet describes the glory of the lotus feet of Devi. In our tradition, feet acquire the greatest significance in any worship. Padas and Padukas, feet and sandals, because Padas and Padukas can give you whatever you want, irrespective of your eligibility, irrespective of your qualification. Whereas The Devi herself, the Deva himself, will look at your qualification before they grant you anything. But here, Padas and Padukas are so compassionate that you worship Padas and Padukas, they will give you anything. Granting the wishes of devotees, they are very compassionate. And Padadi Kesha Varnanam is common in stotras of Devi and Shiva. You start with Pada, you end with Kesha. So here also, after describing the glory of Devi, we have started with Padaravinda. We will go on to Kataksha, Mandasmita later on. So we go to Padaravinda Shatakam. Yes, first shloka, Mahimna Panthanam.
Mahimna Panthanam Madana Paripanthi Pranayini Prabhur Nirnetum Te Bhavati Yatamanopi Katamaha Tathapi Sri Kanchi Vigriti Rasike Kopi Manasaha Viparkastvatpada Stuti Vidishu Jalpakayati Ma.
Now this meter is different, as you can see from the previous one. That was a simpler meter, Arya meter. This meter is called Shikharini. The very name shows that it is at the Shikhara, the peak of all meters, the best meter. That is why Adi Shankara has used the same meter in Saundarya Lahari also. Saundarya Lahari is also set to same Shikharini meter. Mahimna Panthanam Madana Paripanthi Pranayini Prabhur Nirnetum Te Bhavati Etamanopi Katamaha. He is addressing Devi as Madana Paripanthi Pranayini. Pranayini means beloved. Beloved of the enemy of Manmatha. Paripanthi is enemy. Beloved of the enemy of Manmatha. Te Mahimnaha Panthanam Nirnetum Prabhu Bhavati Katamaha Etamanaha Api. Katamaha means someone or who. Of many people, of hundreds of people, who? Katamaha, who? Who is able to nirnetum, decide, determine? Who is able to determine yatamanaha api, even in spite of his best of efforts, even in spite of his best of efforts, however much he may strive, yatamanaha api, that's why api, however much he may strive, katamaha, who on earth, nirnetum bhavati, can determine what he cannot determine. Te mahimnaha panthanam, your glory, the path of your glory. That not just glory, even the path. Even to understand your glory, there is a path. Even that path I cannot determine. Only when I determine the path, I can take that path and go to the destination, isn't it? That's why he is using the word panthana. The path which will take you the destination of Te Mahimnaha, your glory. Nirnetam, I am not able to determine that path. Prabhu, Prabhu means capable. Prabhu means capable. So, Katamaha, who Yatamanaha api, in spite of great efforts, Nirnetum bhavati. Nirnetum Prabhu bhavati. Nirnetum, to determine. Prabhu bhavati, he will become capable. Te panthanam, mahimnaha panthanam, the path of your glory. That is, who can determine the path of your glory? Nobody can determine the path of your glory. Why he is bringing that? Now it is the stroke of humility. He says, nobody can determine the path of your glory, and I have started singing your glory. Look at my pride. Look at my pride. That is the humility which he is describing. Tathapi, in spite of this fact, in spite of the fact that nobody can determine the path of your glory, tathapi, Sri Kanchi Vihriti Rasike. Now, normally he says Kanchi. Now, here he says Sri Kanchi, because he is talking about the glory of Devi. So, he even the place of Kanchipuram, He is saying he is glorious. Shri Kanchi, the glorious Kanchi, Vihriti, there sporting, Rasike. She is enjoying sporting in Kanchipuram. So that is the address again. Like Madana Paripanti Praneni, this is also address. Shri Kanchi Vihriti Rasike. He is calling Devi, and then he says, Tathapi, in spite of this, Kopi Manasaha Vipakaha Tvatpadastuti Vidishu Jalpakayati Mam. Kopi Manasaha Vipakaha. I cannot describe that. Some maturity in my mind, some development in my mind. Kopi Manasaha of my mind. Kopi, some indescribable. Vipakaha, maturity. Some maturity must have happened in my mind. Otherwise, how can I sing your glory? Nobody is able to determine the path of your glory. And I am one fellow who has started singing your glory. That means some maturity has come to my mind, which I cannot describe. Kopi manasaha vipakaha mam jalpakayati. Jalpakayati means makes me speak. Jalpa is speak. Jalpakayati makes me speak, makes me describe, makes me speak a lot. Mam makes me speak a lot. Speak of what? Tvatpada stuti vidhishu. Tvatpada, your feet. Stuti, praising your feet. Vidhishu, in the process of praising your feet. In the process of praising your feet, I have been made to speak a few words by some indescribable manasaha vipakaha, maturity of my mind, in spite of the fact that nobody is able to determine, in spite of the best efforts, the path of your glory, O beloved of the enemy of Manmatha, O enjoyer of sport in Sri Kanchipuram. That is the beginning. That is how he is describing in a very, very humble manner. He has started. Next.
Galagrahi Paurandara Puravani Pallavarucha Drita Pratham Yanam Arunamahasam Adimaguru Samindhe Bandhuke Stabaka Saha Yudha Dishi Dishi Prasarpan Kamakyaga Charana Kiranana Arunima.
Straight away, he has started describing the red color of the feet. The red color of the feet. Kamakshaha Charana Kirananam Arunima, the last phrase. Kamakshaha of Kamakshi, Charana Kirananam, the rays coming out of the feet. Arunima, the red color. Aruna we have seen before. Arunima, the red color of the rays emerging from the feet of Kamaksha. Now he is describing that. Describing the red color. Those rays he is describing. The red color of the rays he is describing. Galagrahi Paurandara Puravani Pallava Rucham. Paurandara Pura. Purandara is Devendra. He is known as Purandara. Purandara means destroyer of cities, because he goes and destroys the cities of Asuras. He is known as Purandara. Paurandara of Indra, Pura, the city of Indra, that is Amaravati. Vani, the forest, the gardens in Indra's city of Amaravati. Pallava Rucham. Ruchi means shine, we have seen before. Pallava means young plant, tender plant. The tender plant of the Amaravati city of Devendra, the shine of those tender plants, what our Devi's feet does with those shine. That is what he is now describing. Galagrahi. It's very interesting. Nobody is using this kind of phrase. Galagrahi means catching the throat. Will anybody describe this kind of thing? You can never see this kind of description in any of the other poets. That is great poet. Galagrahi means catching. Grahi means catching. Gala means throat. Catching the throat. That means what? That means ridiculing. That means surpassing, ridiculing, surpassing, defeating. surpassing the shine of the tender plants of the garden of Amaravati, the city of Purandara. That is the first description of the Arunima. The second description, Dhrita Prathamyanam, not Pathamyanam, Dhrita Prathamyanam Aruna Mahasam Adima Guruhu. Aruna Mahasam. Mahasa means glory. Mahas means Tejas. Mahas means Tejas, great shine. Aruna Mahasam, greatly shining red color of Prathamyanam. Prathamyanam, there are so many objects in the world which show red color, isn't it? But out of them, which is the big highest? Naturally, sun's rays at Arunodaya, that is the Prathamya, that is the foremost. The foremost of the shining Aruna, red colored rays, who is holding Dhrita? That is Surya. Now, Surya's rays, Aruna's rays. Adima Guru, Devi's feet, or the prime, the first Guru, Adima Guru, for those rays. That means if you find Aruna's rays at Suryodaya very interesting, very shining, then that is because those rays have attained that Arunima by worshipping at the feet of Devi. Without worshipping at the feet of Devi, Arunodaya will not be so interesting. That is the second point. First point was about the Devaloka tender plants. Second point is about Suryodaya. Now, how he is going from one point to another point to see. Samindhe Bandhuka Stabaka Saha Yudhva Dishi Dishi Prasarpanne. Bandhuka Stabaka Saha Yudhva. Yudhva means fighting. Fighting with Bandhuka Stabaka. Stabaka means cluster of flowers. Bandhuka flower is hibiscus, because that is the red flower, very interesting, very nice flower. So with that flower, she is her the red color is fighting. Fighting means actually defeating. Fighting and defeating the cluster of Bandhuka flowers. Samindhe means shines. Arunima is the noun, isn't it? Kirananam Arunima. There should be a verb, na? That is the Samindhe. The Arunima of your feet, Samindhe, shines. How it shines? Dishi Dishi Prasarpanna. Not shines in one place. It shines everywhere, in all directions. Prasarpanna means expanding, distributing. So expanding, distributing in all directions, spreading in all directions. Your Arunima, your red color of the feet, or the rays coming out of the feet, it expands, distributes, spreads in all directions. It fights and surpasses the cluster of hibiscus flowers. It is the prime Guru, the first Guru of the Arunodaya, Aruna rays, which are Prathamyana, which are the foremost of Aruna rays, red color rays, Mahasa, Tejas, the shine, and it catches the throat of, it surpasses, it defeats the shine of tender plants of Devaloka Amaravati. Yeah, next.
Maralina Yanabhyasana Kalana Mula Gurave Daridranam Trana Yatikara Surodhyana Tarave Tamaskanda Prodhi Prakatana Tiraskara Patave Janoyam Kamakshaga Charana Nalinaya Spruhayate.
Here again, he is bringing 3 points in praise of the feet. Kamakshaha Charana Nalinaya. Nalina is Aravinda, lotus. Your lotus feet Ayam janaha sprihayate. Janoyam. Ayam janaha means this man. This man means he is referring to himself. He is referring to himself in third person. Ayam janaha sprihayate. This man is desiring. Spriha means intense desire. This man is intensely desiring for the lotus feet of Kamakshi. Now, the description of that lotus feet. Maralinam Yanabhyatana Kalana Mula Gurave. Mula Guru, the basic, the foundational Guru, Adi Guru. For Marali. Marali means female swan. Marali means female swan. Yana means their gait, their walking. Abhyasana. Abhyasana means practice. Kalana means accomplishing. Accomplishing, training. Abhyasana means training. Accomplishing the training of the Mandagati, Yana, the slow gait, gentle gait of the female swan. For that, who is the Guru? Mula Guru. That means what? By looking at Devi's feet, the female swan have practiced how to do this Mandagati, Hamsagati. Daridranam Trana Vyatikara Surodhyana Tarave. Surodhyana Taru is Kalpavriksha. Sura Udhyana, the Devaloka's garden. Taru means tree. Devaloka garden tree is Kalpavriksha. That means whatever you desire, that will give. So similarly, the feet are Kalpataru for whom? Daridranam Trana Vyatikara. Daridranam, those who are poor, Trana, protecting, Vyatikara, engaged in. This Kalpataru is engaged in, is able to perform, Yatikara is able to perform. Yatikara is also having a meaning of pervading, pervading in all directions. That means the Taru, the Kalpataru, protects the poor people in all ways, not just in one way. That is Vyatikara. That's why he is using the word Vyatikara. Tamaskanda Praudhi Prakatana Tiraskara Patave. Tamaskanda means the mass of darkness. Mass of darkness, very dark. The huge darkness, that is Tamaskanda. Tamaskanda, Praudhi. Praudhi means, Tamaskanda itself means the mass of darkness. Praudhi means mature mass of darkness. Prakatana Tiraskara Patave. Prakatana, expressing, Tiraskara, in removing, Patu, expert. Your feet are expert in removing the darkness, the mass of darkness, which is expressing itself in a very mature way. That means in a very intense way. Praudhi, intense, mature. Prakatana, expression. Intense expression of the mass of darkness, your feet are able to remove. That means what? Darkness means ignorance. We are all covered with ignorance. Our ignorance is described like this. Namaskanda Praudi Prakatana refers to us, ordinary people. We are so deeply engrossed in ignorance that only Devi's feet can remove that darkness, that ignorance. So this man has an intense desire for the lotus feet of Kamakshi, and those lotus feet are the Mula Guru, the Adi Guru, in training the slow gait, gentle gait of female swans. The feet or Kalpataru, giving you all whatever you want for poor people, engage in protection of poor people, and the feet are experts in removing the mass of darkness which expresses itself in very mature, very intense manner. That is, if the darkness is in some corner in our mind, it may not matter so much. But this darkness is encompassing, enveloping our mind so much. That is why he is saying Praudi Prakatana. That is, all our actions are determined by that darkness, by that ignorance. That is why Praudi Prakatana. In removing that, that is the feet of the experts. Yeah, next.
Vahanti Sainduri Saranimavanamra Amarapuri Purandri Simante Kavi Kamala Balaka Sushama Trayi Simantinyaga Stanatata Nicholarunapati Vibhanti Kamakshaga Padanalina Kantir Vijayate.
Again, the radiance of the feet. Kamakshaha Padanalina Kantihi Vijayate. Padanalina, the lotus feet. Kanti, the radiance, the shine of Kamakshi. Vijayate is victorious, means it's shining very brightly. Now, the description of that. Vahanti Sainduri Saranim Avanamra Amarapuri Purandri Simante. Avana, Avanamra. Avanamra means one who is worshipping. Namra, worshipping. Avanamra, very much worshipping. Very humbly worshipping. Avanamra. Who is worshipping? Amarapuri Purandri. Purandri means women. Women of Amarapuri, Devaloka, Amaravati. Women of Devaloka are worshipping. When they worshipping, what happens? Saindurim Saranim Vahanti. When they worship, in their heads, in their Simanta, Purandri Simante, in their Simanta, Simanta means the parting of the hair. Simanta is parting of the hair at the top. In the parting of the hair, they are wearing Sindura, Sainduri, Sindura. Vahanti, bearing, means what? The Sindura which is worn in the Simanta of these women is actually shining because of the feet which they are worshipping. They are worshipping Devi's feet. The red color of the Devi's feet shines, gives added shine to the Sindura. Can be one meaning, or is acting as Sindura, can be another meaning. You can say they are already wearing Sindura, which is adding to the shine of the Sindura, or you can say it is acting like Sindura when they worship. Then second is Kavi Kamala Balarka Sushama. Sushama means shine. Balarka Balasurya. The shine of Balasurya for Kavi Kamala, for the lotus of Kavis. When Surya is Bala, when Surya rises, immediately lotus blooms, isn't it? So when the kripa of Devi's feet is available to the poets, then they start singing. So that is Kavi Kamala Balarka Sushama. All the poets of poetry of poets is due to the kripa of the feet. Kavi Kamala Balarka Sushama, the shine of Balasurya for the lotus of Kavis. For the lotus which are Kavis, poets. Trayi Hemantinyaha Stanatata Nichola Arunapati. Trayi Hemantinyaha. Trayi means Vedas. The three Vedas are Rig, Yajus, and Sama are known as Trayi in the poems. In many poems, it is known as Trayi. Trayi Hemantinyaha, the limit. Hemanta is the limit. The limit of the Vedas, that means the highest part of the Vedas, that is the Upanishads. For Upanishads, he is using a very interesting description as Trayi Semantini, that is the highest, the limit, the boundary of the Upanishad, the Vedas, that is the Upanishad. For the Upanishad, Stanatata Nichola Arunapati. If you consider the Upanishads as bosom, of Devis, Tanatata, Nichola, Arunapati. Nichola means the covering, the blouse. Nichola is the blouse. Tanatata for the bosom area. Arunapati, the red vastra. Arunapati, the red colored cloth. The feet are the red colored cloth, which is acting as the blouse for the bosom area, which is the Upanishads. If Upanishads are the bosom area, the feet are the Arunapati, the red colored cover. That means what? If you worship the feet, all the Upanishads will come to you automatically because Upanishads are contained in the feet. That is the meaning. Trayi Thimantinyaha Stanatata Nichola Arunapati Vibhanti, shining. Shining Kamakshaha Padanalina Kantihi. Kantihi, shining. Kanti, shine. Shine is shining means what? Shine is shining means what? Shine is shining means it is extraordinarily shine. That is a Vibhanti. Bhanti, Vibhanti. Kanti, Vibhanti. Tanatata, Nichola, Arunapati, Vibhanti. It is shining like that. Kamakshaha Padanala Kantihi Vijayate. So this shine is the sindura of the women from the Devaloka who worship at her feet, is the Balasurya for the lotus of the poets, and this is the red colored blouse cloth covering the bosom, which is the Upanishads, the boundary of the Vedas. That kind of lotus feet radiance, it is always victorious, it is shining. So we close at this stage and then we continue next week. We invite questions now.
Excellent. Next சொல்லலாமா?
இல்ல க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம். Questions கேட்கலாம்.
You can stop the share, Sayantan. We're open for questions. Anyone has any doubts?
You can unmute yourself and ask the questions. If not, I'll just ask a question, Guruji. In the second sloka of the Padaravinda Shatakam, you have Paurandara Pura Vani. So is Vana is the garden?
Vana is the garden, yes.
Okay. And in the same line, third line, Samindhe. What is the meaning of Samindhe?
Samindhe means shines, lights up. It lights up, it shines. It lights up, dishi prasarpanna. It lights up all directions, expanding in all directions. It lights up. Samindhe. Actually, it comes from the word indha. Indha means fuel, indhanam.
Okay.
Samindhe means it lights up like a fuel which is lighted up. It shines in all directions.
Okay.
Namaskar, Mama. On the third padyan, second line, Daridranam Prana Vyatikara Surodhyana Tarave. What does the Trana mean there?
Prana is protection. Protection. Protecting the poor. Daridranam Prana. Protecting the poor. Vyatikara, engaged in.
God, thank you.
Paritranaya sadhunam, we say, na? The same prana. Prana is protection.
Nice. Thank you.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
In Mookapanchashati Padaravinda Shatakam, the second, the third sloka, Maralinam Yanabhyasana Kalana Moola Gaurave. So when Marali is female swan, the poet is comparing with female swan. By looking at Devi's feet, we not only, I did understand the second one, that from Devaloka, the way we get the Kalpavruksha from Kalpavruksha, But and with that kalpa vriksha, all daridranam trana vyatikara surodhyana tarave. That, but why? How come poet is addressing the swan here, comparing the female swan?
No,
To
these are
attain
two different things. You are mixing up the two. See, each line is establishing a separate point. First line establishes the point that if you are enjoying the slow gait of female swan, Hamsagati, the female swans have themselves learnt from the gati of the feet. The feet are known for Mandagati. That is the first. Second is the feet are also kalpavrikshas in granting, in giving protection to the poor. That is the meaning of the second one. So these are two different things.
Yeah. So meaning the ignorance is removed by the feet of the
That is the third one.
Saraswati. Does he want to say that we gain gnana, symbolic representation of swan with Saraswati Devi?
No. He is not bringing that here. The three independent points.
I was just trying to connect. When we looking at the lotus feet of Kamakshi, we gain the we get to remove all the ignorance.
Yes.
That is the third part, and second part is by looking at the Devi's feet, all our wishes will come true from just like from Devaloka, which has Kalpavruksha. The only female swan, I'm not getting connected, Guruji.
No, it's just a description. It's a description. Female swans are known for Mandagati, isn't it? That is why the Devi's feet are known for Mandagati, just as Devi's eyes are known for Kataksha. Similarly, Devi's feet are known for Mandagati. The Mandagati is compared with Hamsagati normally, Hamsas. That is why he is saying those Hamsas have learnt their gait only from Devi's feet. Devi's feet are the Guru and Hamsa are the Shishyas. That is the meaning.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any more questions?